Wow, what a beautiful day it is. Hi, hope you're okay, hope you're doing good. And I know there's someone that is also not doing good, but hoping that a day at a time he's going to recover from what is really breaking him. Today, I just want to talk about how do you recover from a loss of a loved one, from something is something that was lost and you considered it very precious. We've all lost something in life. That's something that we considered precious. I lost my two boys. I lost my marriage. And today I just want to talk about how do you overcome that loss. Maybe it's a loss that happened in a natural way, or it's a loss that was caused by someone. And how do you pick yourself from that pit? How do you start all over again? Because people will tell you sorry, there's a reason for that, there is a reason as to why you're going through, but at that moment, at that juncture, it always looks like it's opposite of what they're saying. The pain is very immense. The pain is so excruciating. I can remember the time I was there. The pain was really breaking, and this pain is something you can't explain. It's the pain that is inflicted on the heart. It's the pain that is inflicted on the soul. You see, it's better to encounter that physical pain, since physical pain you can rub the place. You can also use ornament. You smear the ornament on the spot that has been affected, and or you can take painkillers. But now this pain that we encounter, or the pain that we get after a loss of a loved one, after a loss of something precious, it's very immense. It's excruciating. We cannot take it. We cannot overcome it. That is what we normally tell ourselves. And let me assure you that you can never get over it, but you can pass it. So that pain of a loss, you can never get over it, but you can just pass it. What I mean in a nutshell is that you can pass that moment. You will reach to a point whereby that those emotions will not be triggering those painful emotions that were causing you to cry. They were making you not be able to eat. Because when you encounter this, some people will find it very difficult to eat. Some will find it very difficult to even get out of the house. Some will find it difficult to even consider taking a shower. Some will find it difficult even to go to work. Will find it difficult to interact or socialize with people out there. And all of a sudden, this person withdraws himself. This person becomes a drunkard. This person deviates from who he was earlier. He deviates to becoming something else. He loses his focus. That is what really happens. But how do you help this person out of that situation? How do you pick yourself out of that situation? Maybe it's a loss of a kid, loss of a mother, loss of a father, loss of your girlfriend, loss of your wife, loss of your close relative, and you think that you cannot pass it. But I can assure you, with time, you just give it time. It's a day at a time, a day at a time, a day full of positive thinking, a day full of doing the right thing, a day full of changing your mindset and becoming positive, a day of also changing your attitude, a day of also changing your perception. These steps are going to help you overcome whatever you are going through. They are going to help you go through it and pass it. But you can never forget it. Forgetting is very difficult. When I lost my kids, and before that, let me advise you on this, is that the worst day that we find it difficult to survive after encountering such losses is that actual day that someone realizes that he has really lost his precious or something or somebody he cherished so much. I cherished my son. They were my everything. But when they were gone, that day when I came in the house and found them covered on the bed in a pool of blood, that was the day I wished the earth would part and swallow me alive. I wished that I would walk to the end of this earth. I wished I would jump from a tall building and die. Because that is the day that normally we usually say we saw blue, we saw darkness. And in a nutshell, what I mean is, when someone receives such information, the affected person, be very sensitive with that person. Be very careful with that person. Because during those early moments, this is the time that this person needs guidance. This person needs some attention, some extra attention, because he's very vulnerable. He can commit anything, he can do anything, because he's trying to accept, he's trying to come to terms with that loss. He is something he cannot believe immediately. You have to give him time. And let me tell you, whoever is trying to go through it, whoever is trying to overcome it, is that just allow yourself to cry. It's okay to wallow in it. It's okay to grieve. Don't hide yourself. As men, we are conditioned to believe. We are conditioned to mask our feelings. We are conditioned to hide our feelings and not to display ourselves crying. But let me tell you, just wallow in it. Cry a little. Cry for a few days. Just grieve. Because after grieving, because actually crying is a natural reaction to pain. So when you're crying, you are actually relieving yourself. You are actually comforting and relieving pressure out of you. So crying is number one aspect, is the number one factor of overcoming that pain. Number two is acceptance. Yes, it has happened. I've cried. Now learn to accept. It's also a day at a time. Accept that person is no more. Acceptance was my biggest problem, but everything falls into place. Everything becomes better when you accept it. Because let me tell you, that death was not by mistake. Even I told myself, and that is when I found out that when it reaches to a point whereby someone dies, God was actually there. God was overseeing everything. God is the only person that can take someone's life, and also is the only person that can give life. So when it reaches to a point that the other person dies, that thing that you consider precious dies, just understand that God had his plans and God has your will or your best will at heart. Just understand that. And what you can do, you can replace that anger, that self-pity that you feel, and just pray to him and ask for peace. Just ask him to unleash peace upon your life. What you need, and the thing that you need in order to overcome whatever you're going through, is peace. You just need peace. You just need peace. Peace is something valueless. You cannot acquire it from the shop. You cannot buy it from anywhere, but you can ask it from God. And that is why the scripture says that do not be anxious for anything, by everything, by prayers and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your request be made known unto God. And the peace that surpasses human understanding. So people will be looking at you and wondering, how are you going through this and you're not even crying? How have you been able to overcome it that easily, that fast? But the secret is, you asked for peace. Just ask for peace. Just ask for peace. Yes, it is difficult to eat. Yes, it is difficult to wake up from the bed, but you only need to push yourself. The mind is a small thing, but if you let it dictate your life, you will not move a step ahead or a step forward. But now you have to dictate, or you have to push it, or you have to teach it to learn and respect you. You are the one to control your mind. So just control it. Tell it, I can overcome this. I can overcome this. I can overcome this. I can pass this. I can pass this. Yes, you'll never forget it, but you will pass it, and it will stop triggering those painful emotions that were causing you sleepless nights, that were making you unable to eat, that were making you withdraw yourself. It's a step at a time, a day at a time, an hour after an hour, a minute after a minute. And let me assure you that that 1 hour that you spend, that day, one day that you add on, that 1 week that rolls into month is very significant during your healing process. Until we meet again, go through those steps, and I can assure you that you're going to overcome whatever is breaking you. Thank you. Till we meet again. Thank you.